Hey, everybody, it looks like I'm live now. So sorry, it took me a second. Hey, everybody, just another Magic Friday. Hi, Kelly, how are you? Trish, how's it going? Students are showing up all over the place. We're going to have a good time tonight, guys. I got nothing but good times going on here. Why in the heck does it always do that? Oh my gosh, you can send me stars, blah, 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 whatever. You know how you can support me right out of the gate here, everybody? Go to my website, sign up for my email list. I've got some fun stuff coming up. And oh, by the way, you want to join us for the weekly? That link is now up. You can become a member of my website for just $44 a month, rather. You get 4 classes. Where else can you get 4 classes for $44? That's $11. You spent $12.75 at Dunkin' earlier today. I know you did. I read people for a living. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm going to plug my stuff left and right today. That's what I'm going to do. I'm also going to do some card readings. I'm going to pull out the cards. I'm going to do a little bit of whatever. I'm going to do one of these, right? Oh, the table's all set up. I'm going to take your ideas on what it is I should be showing and what it is we're going to be reading. I'll take personal stuff too. Don't worry. I'll make sure that we get a little bit of everything out there. I'll take political. Hey, Melanie, how are you? Yeah, Wood is right. Brenda. By the way, in case you were wondering, I'm actually sporting one of my hug mugs. What are hug mugs? Well, I want you to go on over to hickstrong.org. It's an organization that I'm going to be working with here quite a bit. First announcement right out of the gate. I'm going to be helping them with the fundraiser later on next year. March. Look, stay tuned for that. By the way, the people on my website are actually going to get the first to show on that. Just to let you know. So, yet another reason to do it. Another reason to do it. So Hickstrong's a grassroots membership organization that helps veterans and their mental health. It's worth checking out. It's worth seeing at hickstrong.org. Go sign up for their email list as well. But they're going to get me back into comedy. Just to let you know, I'm going to do a little comedy bit because I'm a funny guy, more of a comedian. So what are you guys up to? Like, give me a little lay of the land of taking a little bit of time off. POH, welcome. Patty! Hey, Patty, these classes are intuitive development in your inbox every week. I'm just saying, go ahead and take a look. I am going to go ahead and switch back over to the tbrainrs.com. Go over to that website right now. And even if you don't want to sign up for classes yet, sign up for the email list. If you're on the old one, does anyone really like green bean casserole? Not my real question. Sort of is. Keith, was I really in Memphis? Are you really in Memphis? For some reason, I thought you were in Nashville. It dawned on me the other day. We got to do some collab work again. Anyways, everything is temporary. I love it. Yeah, that scene in Moonstruck. Ah, dude, well, I'm already planning to get back there. We got to plan a couple of things. So, Hickstrong, I met that family. They're amazing people. I am not, and apparently we're having green bean casserole tomorrow. Thank you, Carolyn. We're all having fun now, guys. And I was really touched with their story. I'm not gonna talk about their story. I want you to go to the website and find out the story. It's hickstrong.org. Put in Hickstrong, Hick, strong. The Hicks are wonderful people. They're salt of the earth, and their story is second to none. They help a lot of people and a lot of veterans with mental health situations. So it's pretty amazing. So listen, tonight we're going to shuffle up and deal. We're going to do some fun stuff with that. I want to hear your suggestions. What are we going to be doing tonight? Stacy, how are you? Ellen, I think you kind of got a little bit of that. Lady Ann, how are you doing? Oh my gosh, we're trading recipes. Like, is this not like the community to live with? I mean, come on, dog. Kevin, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. Listen, I've been getting a lot of messages about Penny, and I just want to say, We had a good conversation. We were able to get caught up this week, and she's really we both have full plates, which is part of the challenge. I've literally, I was just in Memphis. I was in Florida. I was in Syracuse. I've been, kind of all over the place. I'm excited to be home from now until the end of the year. However, if you are local in upstate New York, couple of things. I'm just going to let you know. I have 3 public events, 2 private, 8 private, but whatever. If you are a big fan of the Thanksgiving weekend event that I always do up at Sacandaga Brewery, going up to go see my old friend Eric and Jerry Ann. Jerry Ann now owns a brewery with her husband, and when Jerry Ann and I met when we were at the tender age of 15 years old, she was pumping the keg and I was pouring. So it was, we call that full circle, right? So we are, I go up there and I do that show every year, Thanksgiving weekend. There are literally 2 tickets left. 2, right? Yeah, Elizabeth, that's a good point. You're commenting on YouTube right now. Yeah, it's a lot. In upstate, I'm going to be at it is in Broad Alban, but I also have I've got some really exciting news that I can't really talk about, but Syracuse, I'm coming for you. Utica, as well as in Albany in my backyard. I'm going to be working with another medium for a few shows. She's wonderful. She's really super person, right? She's a super person. Hey, Judith, how are you? And I'm excited to do some combination stuff with her. We're going to do some shows. I'm also going to be going down to see my old friend Judy Stetson. I'm going to be down in Dayton in January. You're going to get that. And if you're really curious, I'm going to be in Louisville in February. I think I'm saying that right. Am I saying Louisville? I'm pretty confident I'm saying that all right. I'm going to be in Louisville. Those tickets are actually already up. We've got some great. I got a great planning committee involved with that. So this time of the year, I really kind of look at like next year, and I want to do a lot more kind of creative videos. Those of you that have been trying to unlock the Ghost video on the movie Ghost, yes, Kirsten, can't wait. Can't wait to see you guys. I know you guys have a great community there. First things first, I'll talk about my tour strategy next year. So I spent a lot of time and effort on this video where I basically analyze and I talk about, how he dies and how he crosses over and he's trying to figure out how to be dead. And I talk about Molly and how she's trying to live without him. And then I talk about Oda Mae Brown coming into her own as a medium, as a connection to spirit. It was a really in-depth video, and I don't think anybody I think only a medium with as much experience as I do, and kind of where I think somebody with experience could talk volumes to it, and I did. I cut it down to about a little under an hour, but it's all really kind of cool content because I pick apart some of the major scenes. It got blocked by MGM. It got blocked by this one. It got blocked by that one. And I went through the appeal process and I basically was like, it's a reaction video. And then they were like, oh, it's a reaction video. And no. And I'm like, but there's other people that just post it. And then they're like, oh, you mean the other people? And I'm like, yeah, so it's out there. And then they're like, yeah, no. Here we go. So I'm going to need all of you to have your head on a swivel, because I am looking into some other platforms that are not as egregious, and I don't care about monetization. If anybody really wants to know the inside scoop of what's going on in the music industry right now, I highly recommend an artist by the name of Mary Spender. She is British. She is currently in New York, Nashville. She's done a bunch of videos. She probably has 3 dozen of her own original music out. and she makes like virtually nothing. And it's so cutthroat. This is how crazy it is. So she published a downloadable song. It was on Spotify. You could download it in her store, all of that good stuff. She played the actual song on her own live video and was like, hey, I'm playing this. Got blocked. Yeah, Rumble might be the way to go. But it's just, you put forth all of this effort and then all of a sudden you can't. I have an amazing video coming out next week that it will not get blocked because I'm not going to use an ounce of the tune. And it is going to be the astrology of Led Zeppelin. Hang on a second, everybody. You're like, you want what? I also have a song that I've recorded that I'm kind of putting together final touches on. I may or may not be singing myself some Robert Plant. You guys deserve the best. I'm here. That was terrible. I can't believe I just said that. But incredibly accurate. So I'm getting my creative juices going, but I do not want them thwarted. So, don't, it's why I highly recommend you head over to tbrandonruss.com, get on my email list, get on my content creation over there. Go ahead and sign up for the weekly B, I call it. That's where we actually have class on Mondays. If you cannot make Mondays, it's okay. We got a little archive system going on, right? By the way, I will tease this song all day because if the sun refused to shine, I would still be loving you. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you. It was like right in, like my wheelhouse is like right here. And that was right here. Yes, Kathy. Yes. So, yeah, so it's, and by the way, it comes out, I'm not going to say the song that I did, but it comes out Thanksgiving week. By the way, I hope Michael and Jolie tune in and see me sipping this. Oh, by the way, the other side, go to hickstrong.org. Go check out what these mugs mean. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Glad I'm on their mission with them. So, yeah, we're gonna listen. I want you guys to start like giving me some ideas. I got the cards ready to go. We're gonna go split screen. I'm gonna show you some stuff that's gonna come rolling out. We're gonna do some 3, maybe some. Yeah, I might not do full spreads, but we're gonna pull out some cards here. I think the astrology of what's going on right now. We've actually got some cool energy happening this weekend, and it's been a little bit of topsy-turvy because astrologically, Brittany, you will never be late to the party. Astrologically, there's been a lot of push and pull over the last couple of weeks. You got Saturn being Saturn about stuff. We're pulling out the full stop. We're redirecting. You've got Pluto going, hey, everybody else. So we've got a lot of stations and then direct, right? So some of the challenges that keep coming up have been about relationships. Don't forget where the nodes are, guys. You've got your first house and your 7th house represented in this. This is all about relationships and self-identity. The phase that we're in right now is absolutely this. And by the way, I'm sorry I haven't been a guide over the last couple of weeks. I've been a little tired. And I've been getting my act together, which is why you're going to go over to tbrandonruss.com. And please, if you want to get into the weekly beat, again, it's $44. You know what? You guys are nice. You guys are, I like all of you. I haven't met you yet, but I will. I'll give you 2 weeks free, 2 weeks trial. Just sign up today, just to let you know. Oh, by the way, anybody that's signing up right now is also going to be an original member. You're going to get a badge, boom, right on your stuff. That way you can kind of be like, yeah, I'm going to comment on that. I was here from the beginning. You'll be like your little, you know what? It's not Adam and Eve. You can be a Lilith. Oh, that's what I should do. I should call that badge the Lilith, the original. You're welcome. Anyways, so the energy has been a little sideways. It's also, it affects you emotionally as well as physically. So feeling tired, there it is, Stacy. Feeling tired is a thing. Right, energetically. So when we take a look at the astrology of the day, what happens a lot of the time is that so there's 2 levels here. There's what's going on in the sky where everybody's a little affected, and then it's the personal effects. which then come into where does it land in your house. That's why we did all that work with the nodes to take a look at what house they landed in. Go back and watch that video. Figure out where your nodes are transiting in. That's where you're probably having some challenges right now. Because again, don't forget, the north node is pulling you in a direction. The south node is saying, but I just want to stay home and drink hot chocolate. Right? Somebody's jumping on the website right now. Thank you so much. Hey, Adrian, how are you? Welcome back. Tara, speedy recovery. Lay off all the... You're not the first person that's needed recovery after a trip out west. We've been spammed. What a douche. What a douche. That's all right. We'll clean it up here. Hey, Laura. Yes. And Laura, actually, I hope I don't spread, I hope I don't share anything out of school here. But I think I'm going to see you next Tuesday as well. I have another thing. If you go to the website, tbrandonross.com, I have a few spots left. Yes, for Sacandaga Brewery locally in upstate. But then also, if you're on the interweb, which I think you are because you're on my channel right now, you can sign up for Signs from Loved Ones. Next Tuesday, I'm going to be doing a free class. It's a free class. You're going to come in. You're going to sign up. No, I'm not stealing your email. I'm not selling it. I'm actually not that smart. I actually don't know what that means. When people are like, do you sell my information? I'm like, no. And then I literally go back and go, can I? Like, I don't know what I'm doing here, guys. So if you sign up for this, now the class Signs from Loved Ones, which is the other reason why I've been kind of like going down this path, tbrandonross.com. Sign up for the Signs from Loved Ones, because in that class, I actually talk about the various signs and really kind of give an explanation of what happens when people cross over. How do they give us the signs? What should we be paying attention? What should our activities be to manifest that connection so we can pay attention to it, so we know that it's real? And it's work. It's work, right? Because when they pass away, they're trying to figure out how to be dead. We're trying to figure out how to be alive without them. It's that simple, right? So sign up for that. It is a free class. Thank you. Welcome aboard. Thank you so much for being part of my journey. Just like these videos are really kind of free, and it's good information, right? And of course, you guys can book with me. You can do all that other fun stuff and blah, blah, blah. Listen, thanks for being part of my journey, guys. The best part about this is, hey, Christina, how are you? The way that a lot of people are acting and reacting right now is very consistent with how much you've wrapped your head around fight or flight mode. Like, do you have your stuff together, right? Jesus. You know what? I'm going to leave that there. Anybody see the comment on YouTube? I see some people on YouTube right now. I'm going to read this to everybody else. So somebody's spamming me, and it says, self-love works better in the back of the bus where the driver can't see you. Let me go off on that. Because in my time in Memphis, I actually went to the Civil Rights Museum, which is an absolute must for everyone, every human. Because what I learned at that place was, I learned the different stories that I didn't know, right? And again, this is a guy showing up going, oh, I just want to see it. This is where Martin Luther King was assassinated. And when you first walk up, you see the big giant wreath on the hanging off the banister of the room where James Earl Ray did his dirty work, right? So, but through the entire thing, it actually tells a very good and non-biased, might I add, non-biased, because I was looking for it, story about how the civil rights movement was captured, how it was really moved forward. And Rosa Parks is a human. We would not be in the position that we are today if it wasn't for her in terms of equality. It is not just the equality of it's not just black and white equality, like equality across the board, right? It's equality for people, all humans, just right across the board. And the part, and I'm just going to spend another 30 seconds on this, and don't go clicking off. When she sat down, she had already had some baggage, right? The week before, she had received a $10 fine for jaywalking, and I'm sure it had something to do with her being black and them being white and whatever the case may be. And she had a $10 fine, which is like $200 in our term, for walking across the street the wrong way. Really? Really? We have an ex-president that's done far less than that. Anyway, so when we go through the steps in understanding Rosa Parks, we get like 3 lines, right? We get Rosa Parks refused to move. She was thrown in jail, and then the Supreme Court eventually overruled it and said that you had to change your policy. Here's the rest of the story. Rosa Parks not only did not get up, but she was arrested on site. And it was because the bus driver enforced it. The bus driver was like, I'm in charge, you're in trouble, right? And when she got arrested, the first thing her mother said to her when she came home is, how bad did they beat you? Dude, I read that as an institutionalized conditioning, and I just went, wait, what? But then there's more, because then once the coalition really kind of started to form, Martin Luther King led parts of this, was a boycott of the bus system. The other thing that was kind of undertowed about this, and I didn't know any of this, by the way. First of all, the bus company eventually went bankrupt because nobody was taking the bus. Nobody. So vote with your feet, everybody. Literally, in this case. But wait, there's more. There was also a phantom investor, a quiet investor, right? A silent partner to a black entrepreneur who opened up the first black-owned car company in Montgomery. And he was getting his money at 2%. He was then loaning it out at 4%, right? Everybody made money, right? They also sold about 1,000 cars in that year and mobilized Montgomery. Can we get some social change here for 200, Alex? And oh, by the way, how about empowerment? They were like, we don't need your fucking bus. You know what? I'll take my car. How about that for solution-based? So by the time, a full 14 months later, when the Supreme Court finally came back and said, well, bus company, your policies and procedures are actually against the law, they were already bankrupt. They were already folded, right? That was the impact. By the way, Rosa Parks went on to be a secretary administrator for the NCAA. No, for the NAACP. And I'm actually working on a guest, someone that I've known for a very long time, who runs a local chapter of the NAACP, because I've asked her questions, because I'm like, I didn't grow up in that world. Tell me what I'm missing. By the way, being intuitive and being spiritual means you're curious. If you shut that off, you're toast. If you shut that off, you're toast, right? And the conversation at hand that I'm having with myself mentally was very much like, holy crap. First of all, what else don't they tell us? But in all fairness, that history was sitting right there, right? It is 100% on me to go learn it. Now, why wouldn't I? Well, I'm not black. I don't need to go see that. But I'm a human, and it's a story about humans. Every human needs to go to Memphis and go to the Civil Rights Museum. I also spent time at Graceland. And it's so funny, the dichotomy of going and seeing an opulent space. And Graceland is not as big as what you would think, but it's nice. And, to see a man be very grandeur about how he affected people. And he had influence, both musically and socially. There was an entire wall of all of the things that he donated in one year. And Elvis did really good work. I don't want to short sell that, but here's a person that is ostentatious and putting himself out there. And by the way, you know full well I'm going to do a chart on that. I also saw Lisa Marie Presley's gravesite. I think that was a full circle thing for me, having done a video about her in her passing. Graceland is covered in more Lisa Marie paraphernalia than Priscilla. Just take that as a note. And it was interesting to me to see how they treated her in passing. And it was done in respect and honor. And Graceland had its own experience. I will never, ever, ever go to a museum, though, and ever see better marketing with the merchandise than I saw at Graceland. Would you like a pen which pen would you like? Would you like the 1956 pen? Or would you like the 59 pen? Would you like the 64? The 67? Would you like the Aloha pencil? Would you like it is insane. I just stood back in awe. I toured the planes. I toured the mansions. I toured the cars, the whatever. It was cool. The Civil Rights Museum changed my life, though. Changed how I looked at things. Because as a medium, when I walked up, and you go through and you meander, and it's in the hotel. They converted the hotel into a Civil Rights Museum. And it 100% looks like a museum. Like, it does not, the outside looks like a hotel. The inside does not. Motel, really. And as I kind of like meander through, you go up levels and you don't even realize you're going up them, which is kind of cool. And I could share all of the stories that I can remember, and I'm just going to encourage you to go there yourself. And in the final approach, I'm walking up, and you go down this kind of thin corridor after this auditorium that brought you back to the day that Martin Luther King was assassinated. So there's like a whole kind of like picture thing. Well, I was a little tight on time because I had to go to the airport. But what was interesting to me was I felt it. I'm a medium, guys. I talk to dead people. And as I walked up it, you're in this corridor where on one side of it you see one room, and on the other side of it you see 306. And as you walk up, there's a picture window where you see the top of the wreath, and you realize that that's where he was assassinated. You could have knocked me over with a feather. It was energetically a crime scene. It was. Now, I'm not gonna shovel shit here and say I saw Martin Luther King. I'm not gonna go over the grandeur top and say, oh. I am gonna say I felt it. I'm gonna say I also felt the energy of people that turned the corner and actually felt like they were heard finally. That's what I really felt. Unfortunately, there had to be shots that rang out in the Memphis sky. Unfortunately, somebody had to be the martyr in this moment. Unfortunately, he was an imperfect person. And by the way, I love how history and naysayers and everything else love to point out how he had his challenges. I'm going to defend him and say he had a pretty big task. And sometimes the most flawed people end up accomplishing the greatest moments because they are flawed. Because they are like, you know what, I got to go for it in order to be vindicated. Now, he was in Memphis, and this is something else I didn't really know, but he was in Memphis because he was standing up for sanitation workers' rights, where by proxy there was, I think, around 60% population were African Americans, and at the sanitation department, it was 82% Black. And they had a very specific pay scale. And they were paid a full $1.50 less. And guess what? He raised his hand and said, nope, we're not going to do that. And then they shot him. Prick. Everything is temporary, everybody. Everything is temporary. All right, guys. I want to hear your suggestions. What should we pull tarot on? What should we have fun with? Maybe you got a birthday coming up. Maybe you want to see how Thanksgiving is going to go. You know, I'm going to do that. Maybe you just want to know something. I don't mind touching politics here, but just one. We'll get a feel for it. And I'm going to say hello here. Vasusi Robin, how are you? Marnie, how you doing? Joanne, how you doing? Andy, good to see you. Kimmy, glad you're doing better. Andy, you keep typing. Stacy, yes, stories are not properly told. I totally. And you know what? Go to the source. That's what I can tell you. I went to the Akashic Records, right? Adrian, I have actually. It was actually part of the Smithsonian, if I recall correctly, and I was actually in there for a time. It was one of those, and you know, it's shame on me. You know, I had to go to natural history. I had to go to, you know, the American history. I you know, I had to do certain things, and then I'm like, oh, I'll go to the African American Museum, right? And I should probably go back. Got 3 kids now. They probably love it. And you know what we're gonna do today? Are we gonna go to Busch Gardens? No. We're gonna go to the National Museum of Aeronautics, and you're gonna learn how fast airplanes ride. There you go. I love how they call him the orange guy now. Oh, okay. All right. We got some good ones here. All right, Nicole. How you doing, Nicole? How long you been searching? How long you been searching for that job? Nicole over on Facebook right now. By the way, guys, you can find me on Facebook, right? You can find me on Instagram at Conscious Medium B on Instagram. And then you can find me over on Facebook, just Medium Brandon Ross. I think it's actually Brandon Ross Medium. I don't know. Hard to believe Medium Brandon Ross was taken. I'm going to get to a few of these. I'm probably going to rewind and kind of dive into it. How about we do a little split? I'll do one of these. Let me see if I can kind of do this. Oh, they're not letting me do that. How about if I do? Huh? How about if I do this? Oh, look at that. What do I have over there? Yeah, I cleaned up the joint pretty nice. First things first, I'm going to roll out a couple here because, Nicole, I think you need a job. 4 months retired from the military. Semper Fi, thank you so much for serving. Hope you had a good Veterans Day. Hope you were able to put your legs up. By the way, 4 months, that's 11/11, everybody, right? Ta-da, here we go. Oh, this is a new love. You got a new love coming in. This is a new passion coming in. And by the way, we're going to go left or right. And then here we go. This is something you've been working on. You got like a contract thing. You're working this out. So the 6 of Cups comes out because you got something new, kind of a new love. I don't think you're pregnant. Could be. You said retired, but that doesn't mean anything. It means you have a little more time. Maybe you can rest. Maybe you can relax. I don't know. But it's definitely more about like an idea, like a new passion, a new love. And then the 3 of Pentacles comes out because it's like, hey, how you doing? You can always tell when somebody's a little bit older and they go, you're going to have a kid. And you're like, that's a little late for that. There we go. Here we go. Yes, Tracy, thank you so much. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a little while. You're going to love this. You're going to love this. This is some new stuff coming on. Maybe this is you opening your own business. I'm going to go ahead and go there with that. I'm going to just stick with this deck for this one, just to keep it simple. So what I'm kind of seeing with this in the cards is you got a new passion coming in. It's going to be some sort of contract thing behind the scenes. Might not be something you would necessarily traditionally do. But then the King of Wands comes in like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and do this. Maybe you open up your own business. Kind of like it. Kind of like it. I'm going to keep these clean. I'm going to shuffle here in a minute. Want to grab another one here. Nicole, I hope those find you well. Do the business thing if you want to do it yourself. Brenda, it's your 24th wedding anniversary. Congratulations. And it's BB from Port St. Oh, BB, I know you. My gosh. Working on other places down there. By the way, tbrandonruss.com. Get on my email list at a minimum. If not, sign up for the weekly here. All right, here we go. Brenda, here's your read. You're a bit of a fool. You fool. You still feel like it was yesterday, don't you? Right? And by the way, those 24 years, they go by quick. We're also going to talk about this in terms of like a, I don't know, maybe a Cancerian, or maybe one of you are a little impetuous, where one of you kind of do the balance for the other, right? One of you always wants to go and the other one always wants to stay, right? Kind of got a Felix Unger thing going on along with Oscar. Oh, but still true as ever. Wow, look at that. Knight of Wands, he's a gentleman. So glad you guys are still together. You might have had your ups and downs, but you were up for the journey. This has been a journey. So the Fool card represents a journey. The Chariot card talks about, well, kind of the economy of a marriage, really, when you think about it. Then the Knight of Wands is, oh, yeah, here we go. By the way, some divine timing stuff in there because you have the pyramids in the background. How about that one? Woo, that's kind of fun. That's kind of fun. Yeah, I'm gonna say that too. Stacy, thanks so much for mentioning that. Yeah, Nicole, thanks for your service for sure. And by the way, I am gonna go up here and give Brenda a little bit of a shout out. Brenda, happy anniversary. I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but thank you for tuning in. Go take care of things. Do that thing. The thing where you're like, fine, what is it, our anniversary? It is. Go do it. You're avoiding it. That is terrible, Brandon. That is terribly accurate. Hey, Gina, how are you? And I have not forgotten about our friend. That was an oversight on my part. I'm on it, just to let you know. Looking for some lost keys. St. Anthony is here. In my aunt's house. I'm going to say it this way. It's you kept thinking you had to put it someplace specific, and you put it in a bag that you normally wouldn't have put it in because you're like, oh, I'll put it here so I won't forget it. Oh, by the way, what does the T stand for? You should get the book. Funny you should say that. Get the book. It's in there. Yeah, and thank you, Tracy. I mentioned this one as well. Yeah, glad to see you as well. Definitely add it to the list. Mary Jo, yes, I will see you on Thanksgiving weekend, man. We all get there in one piece. Am I right or am I right? Right? Oh, gosh, there you go. All right, Adrian, coming to you. Coming to you. Oh, here we go. Apply for remote positions. Here we go. Well, this is you coming into it. You are practically perfect in every way. The Mary Poppins card comes out. This is one of the lowest stress cards in the deck. It just is. It is one of those kind of like amazing cards where it's like, oh yeah, hang out, do this, right? And then, oh yeah, this is good money. You're about to really kind of change as a career reading. This is like, and how about your cup runneth over? This is better than what you ever thought. You just have to stick to your guns and really kind of talk about it in the right way, right? Oh my gosh, the Tarot Destroyer. Jeez Louise, I gotta ban you too. Thank you very much. We're having a real conversation here, right? Oh my gosh. This is so funny. This is the stuff that drives me nuts about. Oh gosh. Oh, I also wanted to tell you guys, I'm going to break screen a little bit. So listen, congratulations on the new job there, Adrian, right? This is your hard work paying off. Great career. This is you kind of being like, show me the money. And then the Ace of Cups is, I'm going to go ahead and say, I think it's Dad. I don't know if Dad's in passing, but they're showing me Dad. He's a John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt, his name. It's my name too. They show me a big J. If you can give me some validation on that, that would be great. I just think he's really kind of going after it, right? I think he's the one that's really bringing you through on this one here, Adrian. Right? Oh, by the way, I kind of shy away. Oh, Jesus, for the love of Pete. Where'd he go? He's over here. He's over here. And then I do this, and then I do this. Hey, everybody, I'm back. So I could only get to so many places, right? And that's just the shortcoming of being who I am, right? Like, I want to get to everybody. I want to go ahead and get there, but you can't, right? So I have a very limited engagement online message circle. What? If you go to my website, tbrandonruss.com, I never get tired of saying it, just to let you know. If you go to the front site and go down to the upcoming, you will see buy tickets for the online message circle. And that online message circle has only 12 seats in it. That is a limited engagement. That's what I mean by, I'll just put it on here. It is a limited engagement, right? I'm going to spend some time doing it. It's kind of like this, but just us, right? No, I can't go over there. No, I can't go over things. No, I can't whatever. But what I can do is I can let you in if you're one of the first 12. That's what we do. Brenda, I'm so glad you love it. You should be busy already. Lady Ann, here's a couple of 3 cards for you. Let's talk about your movement. Oh, what a pain in the some anxiety. This tells me, oh, geez, I should probably do one of these. And then I'm going to do one of these. And then I'm going to do one of this. And then you're going to feel better about it. Right? So, who am I addressing here? Lady Ann, thanks for tuning in, by the way. Good to see you again. Got a lot of anxiety with your current situation. The 10 of Swords, which is kind of a self-induced wound, to be honest with you. Right? This is kind of like I don't want to leave, but I'm here. Holy Toledo. Do you have shitty neighbors? Just curious. Or maybe this is just the environment just doesn't work for you because you see 10 to 10 back and forth like that. Holy Toledo. Well, let's talk about the move. Oh, this is a manifestation here. So you're going to take some of those pains and you're going to turn around and you're going to be like, dude, I'm going to go ahead and do it like this, right? So I think that this is kind of pushing you to a decision. And that decision is, I'm kind of tired where I'm at. What a pain in the neck. Maybe this is a pain in the neck. Like maybe it's how far you have to drive, right? Ace of Wands comes out here, though. What a great finishing card for you, though. Bam. Yeah, you're going to move. You're going to take control of this. It's going to land in your lap, and they're going to be like, hey, how about this? I don't know if you're moving cross country. I don't know if you're going fair enough what away. But here you go. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Do you guys like this format? You like me kind of running and gunning here? Oh, I'm having fun. I'm having fun. All right, I'm going to mix it up a little bit here. I'm going to use one of the Ciro Marchetti decks. This is one of the new ones that came in. I love the Grand Tarot one, the Royale. This one, though, is, I can never remember the name of it, but when you guys see it, you'll see why it is that I use it. Patty, I'm coming to you. You're asking me about this. And Kirsten, I'm going to circle back around. Don't worry. I want to warm these up with Patty, though, one of my oldest friends. She was actually in one of the early intuitive development classes. By the way, I'm taking a lot of that content. Now I've turned it into a weekly series that I just continuously do. I take 2 weeks off a year. One of them is, of course, Christmas. I'm going to hang out with the kids. It's not you, it's me. And then the other one is going to be probably somewhere right around 4th of July. Because I'm going to get a camp. I'm going to put my feet up, like normal people do. So, Patty, here you go with your career. How about we take a look at this? Oh, we got the moon. So you're thinking about something else. And by the way, I'm going to hold this one up. Yeah, I'm going to go over here. I'm going to do one of these. And then I'm going to do one of these for a second. So the moon card, this is beautiful. This is beautiful artwork. And by the way, you got the lobster and the wolf and the dog, and we're all howling and we're all hanging out and that sort of thing. Beautiful artwork here. So the moon represents our intensity to dream, our intensity to be like, I got to get out of this place, right? And then, oh yeah, you got the page of swords. So you're even willing to do something completely different. By the way, the page is kind of feminine, immature energy, but it doesn't mean you're immature yourself. It just means like this is something you might not have seen yourself wanting to do, but here you are, right? Loving this spread so far for you. Oh, yeah. Can I take a spiritual journey for 200, Alex? This is about knowledge and wisdom. I'm going to pull another card after this, but first of all, this card made me go, I should really make my own deck. Back to the Hermit. So you've got the 9, you've got the end of the cycle, but it's also you beginning to get acknowledged for what you do. So is it going to be a new job, or are you just going to get a promotion then they're going to recognize it? You feel like you're missing out on something. I think what this really represents, the 4 of Cups, is kind of like you see how he's like, oh, here's the 3 here and everybody else is happy. And what am I missing here? It's kind of the dog with a bone. And you're like, oh my gosh, am I missing something else? What this really tells me, you might just be daydreaming about a new job. It might not be your time to go. It might be your time to kind of go back there and say, listen, guys, I know what I'm doing here. I don't want to mess with this. Maybe it's a conversation back at the ranch. Maybe it's you saying to them, like, hey, if you don't know what you have in me, then maybe I shouldn't be had, right? Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. All right. Kirsten, here we go. You ready to have some fun here? So her question is going on a trip at the end of November into December. Not really sure. It's kind of in limbo. Do you want to go? If so, DC or a cabin in the woods? All right. So here's the fun part about questions like this to tarot. Tarot can kind of guide you along the way, but it's not always an and or. But let's see what the cards have to say, and you guys decide whether she's going to Washington, D.C. or a cabin in the woods. Oh my gosh, it's the Lovers card. Get your sheets ready. Holy Toledo. Thank you, lovers, for showing up and saying choice. By the way, it's also the choice card, everybody. Everybody kind of take a chill pill a little bit on this. The Lovers card comes out. It represents Gemini. So if you're making your choice around Gemini or a choice in and of itself, here it is. It could also mean the Lovers, and it could also mean the Page of Wands, right? Here we are again with the pages, the feminine energy, but an immature energy. You also see the imagination of the dragons in this, and he's hanging on to the wand. I'm going to give an interpretation on the other side of this. Oh yeah. Then we got the King of Cups. I don't know where, depending upon where you go in the woods, I can't hear you scream. So anyways, the King of Cups comes out. Holy Toledo. I don't know where you're going. Like, I don't know where you're going. Oh, Adrian, very interesting. I'm cycling down here. Yeah, this I like you in. I like it. I like you in the woods. I don't mean to be rude about that one. Yeah, Kiara Clay. Yeah, I'm actually pulling that out. Kirsten, give me some feedback on that? Why the OMG there? Lady Ann, of course you have shitty neighbors, right? Mary Jo, I'll see you on the 26th. By the way, people line up for these shows because they're fun. Yeah, we talk about spirit, but you don't leave like all bummed, right? Yes, Kathy, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And by the way, I'm putting together a team for this, and you'll have an opportunity to be part of the team. You are going to have an opportunity to see some things firsthand. I'm interviewing artists, guys. That's where I'm at right now. It's going to be cool. I have one in mind, right? And then there we go. So you've been pulling the Lovers every day. You want to rephrase that, or are you going to go with that? I mean, you already hit send, right? Yes, Mary Jo. Yeah, and it's so much fun at these shows because you don't even realize how much you're integrated with spirit until you get the opportunity to be in it. Right. Kirsten, it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, I think you're going to a cabin in the woods, and I think it's more about the dichotomy of things than anything else. Right. Here we go. Oh yeah. Ooh, we're having fun with this, aren't we? So, where are we going here? Somebody had something about yeah, jumping into this. Oh, Kathy, you get the hang of it. Capricorn, Sun, Aquarius, Moon, Libra, Rising. What are you doing next weekend? Holy Toledo, what a combo. I'm hoping the stress at home calms down. Yeah, we're gonna do a big spread here. Have been taking space. Well, you know what? Maybe listen, this combo plat, we're gonna pull these out again. We're here to help. So the Lovers card comes out. You guys know I can't make this stuff up, right? Right. That's part of the magic of this. So the Lovers card comes out when you ask a question about a relationship. It doesn't always mean you're getting lucky. There's some lucky cards in here. That actually ain't one of them. It could be. Sort of is. But the Page of Wands comes out here. And this is where I'm going to go with this. You're either going to have a different approach or you're with a different person. Just said it. And by the way, when the King of Cups comes out, it means every little thing's going to be all right. Right? The King of Cups shows up here to be like, you deserve to be loved. You deserve to be worshipped. You deserve to be connected to somebody. None of this horse shit of, we should go. I need space and blah, blah, blah. Ugh. Not going to tell you how to live your life, but you deserve more if that's what you're dealing with. Right? And sometimes maybe this is with yourself. Now, hold on a second. I'm not saying you're going to start an OnlyFans page. What I am saying is that maybe you should go by yourself. One of the most liberating things that I've had in the past this entire year is traveling by myself and going and exploring things. I had a great experience. I was down in, where was I? I was in a place, I ended up in a place called Tarpon Springs, which is on the West Coast. If you've ever been there, fantastic. They have one of the coolest Greek restaurants I've ever been to. And it's a diner and it's a lot of fun. And I walked in and sure enough, I go ahead and who's angry? I see a lot of people posting. Oh no, that's all of them. That's just one person said something angry. Whatever. I got a delicious meal, and sure enough, the table next to me, they're trying to explain astrology. So I'm listening. By the way, she was a Gemini because she was talking about, well, Geminis are this and Geminis are that. And I'm like, all right, some of that. And then I kind of leaned over and I said, well, let's not forget that you might have a choice in mind. And she starts laughing. She goes, how did you know that? I said, well, I have a book and a YouTube channel and I travel the world. Who are you? tbrandonruss.com. Next thing you know, she's laughing. She's like, could you teach me that? And I'm like, sure. I never heard from her, but whatever. If she's on the channel, I'd love to talk to her again. You can't make this stuff up. You really can. The Sponge Docks. Oh yeah, there's a lot of, yeah, it's a cool place. Like, I've seen a lot of cool stuff, right? But maybe, oh boy, it got heavy in a hurry, huh? Well, listen, this is what you do with karmic relationships, and I don't minimize any of that because I get it, right? When you do this work, everything is karmic, right? And what is karma? I'm gonna do the age-old reminder right now. Karma is your ability to recognize a repeated pattern and do something different, right? Karma and karmatic backlash, the thing of karma is going to get you, which is total horseshit, by the way. karma repeats itself again and hardens the lesson when you don't pay attention and you don't apply it, right? So it's not about retribution per se, it's about your choices. You got the Lover's card. Karma is about choices. You just backed into the answer, kid. So this is you saying this has to be different. If we're karmically together, hold on a second. I'm going to bring it back up here. Ooh, I like that. How about if we go with that shot? If you're karmically together, you're at a choice. You're going to do something different. And the King of Cups comes out because you're good enough, you're smart enough, and doggone it, people like you. Especially him. Yeah, not that I'm avoiding the topic or changing the subject, but I've been talking to a lot of parents that have sent their children over for war in the past couple of weeks. I was in Syracuse when the war broke out over there in Israel, and her son was kidnapped. That is not a fun missing persons case, just to let you know. It's a thing. Epiphany is a thing here. Well said, Trish. It's almost like you're paying attention too. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna rewind a little bit here. I want to get to some of the other ones that I've seen here. Oh gosh, a lot of you are jumping on the website, tbrainerest.com. Get a couple of weeks free. Oh, by the way, the topic this week is going to be on clairaudience. No, you're not crazy. No, you actually heard it the right way, right? It is very much about being able to stay consistent with your own development, right? So every week, what we do in these classes is I talk about an astrology aspect, right? And that astrology aspect, I usually boil it down. Like, for instance, this week, we actually talked about the triad of the moon, along with what is going on with Uranus and Mars. And by the way, Mars and the sun are hooking up right now. We're kind of like, which, by the way, is part of the reason why you're just feeling restless. Then Uranus is sitting there going, can we have a rebellion, please? And then the moon goes, everybody chill. Everybody have a nice cup of hot cocoa. You're not going to fight. You're not going to get anxious. Uranus, put the saber away. And you're going to feel a real calm on Saturday. A real calm. By the way, it goes full conjunct Mars and the sun. And that, in a nutshell, is what we talk about, like in astrology. Like, here it is. Here are a couple of aspects, and we talk about why it would be a calming effect. In this case, it's because Uranus and Mars are in opposition, and the moon is able to work in a sextile trine opposition, and just tells like the moon breaks up the fight. You're going to get a nice reprieve this weekend, which is perfect going into next week. And don't be surprised if you get unexpected stuff out of the blue, like a relative saying, hey, listen, we haven't seen you. We haven't done Thanksgiving in 20 years, but we'd like you to come over. Good way for you to be able to connect with it, right? And that's kind of fun. Totally cool. I got you. I just saw your message and I got you. Got it? I got you. Sorry, the website just blew up. Thank you, guys. tbrainerest.com. Sign up for your stuff. Let's get some more readings in. Don't distract me. Don't you distract me. Stacy, yeah, good advice getting out into nature. That's a good thing. I am going to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do 2 readings now that are kind of in a bigger thing. I'll tell you what, I'm going to do one that's kind of everybody's curious about what's going on with Trump. I mean, having his 91 indictments or 91 charges and 4 come on. Like, I don't care about your politics. And you guys do know that. Like, I really don't care about your politics. I mean, I do, but I don't, right? And by the way, I'm going to talk about the next book coming out after the new year, because I have 2 publications that are going to be put to press here shortly, and one of them is a book on tarot, and then just after the first of the year will be an astrology how-to. It's going to go coincide to what I got going on the website. Guys, I've become a professional. That's the thing. I mean, have your own collateral, have a book, have a YouTube channel, travel the world, meet people, meet cool people, learn stuff. Don't live in a bubble, right? And so there's a lot of stuff coming, a lot of things. The team's going to pull stuff together. I got people on the road. I got people here local. Things are really sizing up here. I am living the dream. I hope you are too. I'm going to go ahead and talk about the orange guy. And by the way, I hope you guys understand that I have empathy for someone that doesn't get it. But I reserve the right to shake my head and say, are you out of your fucking mind? Sorry, did I say that out loud? And again, I don't criticize it. I actually stayed in a great... hey, Sheila, how are you? Tim, good to see you, brother. Callie, how are you? I stayed in an Airbnb for the first time, and it was an interesting conversation because I was in the South, and I needed to show them respect for being a medium when their religion might have shown differences. But I have to tell you, it was good. We're just going to leave it at that. I can share more stories, but and none of it's bad. I just, when part of the reason why I do this travel is so that I can get to know people. I just never put the value on having somebody say good morning and good night when I'm on the road like that. That's all. It was kind of cool. And then I'm like, I'm exhausted and all I want to do is go to sleep. And then, they're like, hey, off to see the groundhog today? And I'm like, how you doing? Good to see you, buddy. I'll talk to you later. And they're like, okay, no problem. I mean, they were great about it. I just was like, bro, holy Toledo. Like, I'm used to seeing somebody behind a desk at a hotel that is praying I don't come walking up to the thing to say something like, I'm out of towels or my faucet's dripping or, whatever. It was great accommodations. Everything was great. They have nothing but good news, but it was just a different experience. All right. So let's frame it, right? So whenever you work with tarot, you want to be able to frame it in the right way. And I'm going to go ahead and take some liberties here and recognize, I'm not predicting anything. He's already lost the civil trial. Right now, they are in the penalty phase, and he is deciding to insult everyone. He is choosing to do whatever, right? He wants to be a tool bag. He's going to be a tool bag, right? He doesn't show people respect. He doesn't allow people to be their own authentic self. He tries to talk over everybody, control the narrative, blah, 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 blah. You've seen his work. I don't need to say anything. But here's the deal. I think I like that angle. I think he, at the end of the day, being a petulant child, and I don't care about your politics, but when you get caught with your hand in the cookie jar, you're like, yeah, you got me. There is some real insidious stuff that he's really, truly, I mean, this New York trial is nothing. Get me to the conspiracy to overthrow the government one, please, for the love of Pete. Right? So I'm going to roll out 3 cards as a general question, and I'm going to bring it into a specific to be able to ask the question, how is this going to go with Trump? Right? How is this going to go? All right, guys, here we go. Shuffle up and deal. Oh, he's a slippery one, isn't he? We're going to give him the Magician card right out of the gate, right? We're going to talk about him going like, hey, I got a lot of research. Hey, I'm a lot of stuff. The Magician is always, people have called me the Magician. I'm like, are you sure? They're like, yeah, you got a lot, you're knowledgeable. You do this, you got talents, you got whatever. And then I'm like, he's kind of a shyster, though. Like, he doesn't pick a lane. He's not an expert at anything. Maybe that's what we're looking at here, right? Oh, yeah. This is his money matters right here. 4 of Pentacles showing up. By the way, this is him trying to save his money. He's trying to keep his money, right? This is him kind of going, all right, guys, so, I got a lot of things. I got a lot of whatever. And by the way, I'm going to go 5 cards on this. I'm going to call my shot so people don't think. And then I'm going to do a response on him. And that can't make this up. Why is the saying ace up his sleeve coming? Because, yeah, there we go. Merciful Mermaid. So good to see you. I'm going to stand behind everything I've said and say this guy is figuring out his escape plan. He's looking out over the world to see where they might tolerate him. I cannot make this up. By the way, I have actually been, I have time slot to pull out the parts of the video of all the predictions that I made throughout the year. I'm at about 70%, guys. I'm just going to let you know that. And by the way, some of the stuff that I talked about next year, hang on. All right, couple more. Page of Cups. So a little bit of an immature kind of like, hey, you're going to love me. By the way, I think that's his relationships with his constituents and how he is going down the path of being like, don't you see what they're doing to me? They're doing to you. Page of Cups, you're a salesman. You're a used car salesman. You're a petulant child. It's an illusion, everybody. I don't think I'm speaking out of school here by saying what Donald John Trump is going through right now. I am going to do one more. I'm going to land one right in the middle here. What was the card this week, everybody? By the way, after we talk about astrology, we talk about a card. My regards, Pat Sajak Vanna. Turn it. Wheel of Fortune. If I do that. Oh, look at this. I'm in game right now. He's going to get what's coming to him. He's going to get what's coming to him. Right? But let's do a little return on this. And I'm going to shuffle up this one. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Talk to us about the Magician here. The Magician, Page of Coins. You know what that is, everybody? That's called he didn't have to work for it. That's called he inherited money. That's called those gifts that he keeps showing you. Daddy gave it to him. Fucking love tarot. Can't make this stuff up. Talk to us about the 4 of Pentacles, Spirit. 4 of Pentacles. This would be the 5 of Wands, also known as the Lord of the Flies card. Also known as he is in the battle of a lifetime. By the way, he's trying to keep his money, and he is fighting for it. Oh, here we go. The 9 of Coins comes out. Now, the 9 of Coins, of course, as we know, is the Mary Poppins card. So he's going to go somewhere where he's practically perfect. They just love me here in Dubai. They love me. The Saudis love me. The Russian people love me. Right? Oh, and Kirsten, it was actually our card in our class. Right? Trish, 100%. The Grand Illusion when the moon came out. So let's talk about, and in reverse, thank you very much. Page of Cups covered by the 10 of Cups. You know what this really speaks to us, everybody? This is him kind of being a used car salesman and promising the world, but the reality is he's doing it just to survive. Because the 10 of Cups comes out in reverse. Are you kidding me? He's not happy. He's desperate. And by the way, I'm not going to pick on anyone for being under the gun the way he is to be like, oh, you're stuttering. Oh, you're not saying the words right. Oh, you're getting confused. He does think he's running against Obama. There's that. He'd lose that one, I think. All right, here we go. Oh, the moon card. Holy shnikes. I give to you the Four of Wands. He's a house of cards, everybody. I don't think he's going to have any money. The Wheel of Fortune is going to say a lot here because the Wheel of Fortune in the base here, and we're about to ask for the difference. And I'll back up and talk about the Four of Wands in reverse here too. But the Wheel of Fortune is really kind of this inherent, like, I hope he gets whatever. But we have to be very cautious. We're not in control. Be careful about gloating for people that didn't learn their lesson, that get handed their lesson. Right? He's about to take a tumble and a fall. And he's got sympathizers. That's why with the moon and the illusion being covered by the Four of Wands in reverse, that's a lot of unhappy people that they're going to have their illusion ripped off. Their Band-Aid is going to go shoop. And guess what? They believe in the Second Amendment. Just pointing it out. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. He's a super stressed dude. But let's talk about the Wheel of Fortune here. Let's see where we go with this. I give to you the Hangman in reverse. I cannot make this up. Because the Hangman in reverse is civil unrest, everybody. Hey, Merciful Mermaid Tarot, way to call your shot. So you got the Wheel of Fortune in terms of fate. Then you have upright. The Hangman is about a different perspective. Right? The Hangman is about, it's also known as the St. Peter's card because that's how he was taken out. He was hung upside down instead of crucified. Right side up. The Hangman makes no uncertain terms here in reverse. Talks about chaos. Talks about even when you're trying to find the truth gets the Band-Aid ripped off. Just telling you. So, in recap, he's full of shit. He's trying to keep his money. He's figuring out where he's going to go and get loved. The mask is going to come off. The illusion's going to be lifted and chaos abound. Sorry, guys. Just telling the story. And by the way, he does everything that every single school... I've taken the opportunity to share with my kids what you do with narcissistic bullies. You tell them the truth. You don't let them sit there. You don't let them think they're right or they won because it provides their petulance, right? I forget who it was. I think it was Bill Maher had the guy who got the patent for the HIV pill, right? And he jacked up the price. Like it went from like $13 a pill to $180 a pill. Like he just went right through the roof. And instead of being like, hey, we're humanitarian, he's like, I'm an investor and this is what I'm doing and blah, blah, blah. And remember that smirk he had, the one where he's like in front of Congress? He talked about how he thought it was going to be a Dave Chappelle show like joke because he was talking in front of Congress. And Dave Chappelle had a really funny skit about a drug dealer that was like brought to Congress and he had to kind of tell the truth. And he was like just double speaking and talking backwards. And he's just like, I'll see all you afterwards. And, you know, as a drug dealer saying, hey, Congress is on drugs and I'm your supplier. And he basically said he modeled how he answered the questions after a comedy skit. We have a sincere lack of respect of our system. And I'm not saying that it can't be questioned. And I can't say, and I'm not going to say that it shouldn't be retrofitted because there's some squeaky wheels. There's some things. Pluto Return, it talks about the squeaky wheels getting flushed out. But when you have an entire Supreme Court that literally during their question said, I would never turn over Roe v. Wade, only to get their fingers into the pie and go, yeah, that needs to be overturned. And we're going to use an 1836 or 1536 British law of a statement that Sir Thomas More once quoted as the most vile perspective of human law, right? And that's what they quoted. He got his hand caught in a cookie jar and he doesn't respect the process. He is literally posting smear campaigns about a clerk, right? Oh, yeah, Kirsten, listen, politics are politics, right? I mean, one of the challenges that I think that we really have is that we're divided into two choices. And we're all brought up on some sort of Christian, or whether you're brought up in Christianity, whether you're brought up in Hinduism, even certainly Islam and Judaism kind of touches on it, but doesn't really like drive it home as light and dark. But we are taught to divide things up, good and bad. And we don't allow, this is why we can't critically think. We get ourselves caught up in a thing where it has to be one or the other, right? And it's just a challenge that we don't critically think. We didn't say to ourselves, and by the way, Donald Trump, this is the only time Donald Trump can do what he has done and be able to get away with it. Because anything else in a fast-paced news cycle would have been he would have been toast. That Access Hollywood video where he's grabbing him by the we would have sat there in that news cycle. But it was a 10-minute news cycle, everybody. We moved on to the next thing. And by the way, we're logically sitting here saying one atrocity after another, after another, after another. This is how he treats women. This is how he treats veterans. The things that he said about John McCain alone, if he had made even 5 years earlier, he would have been toast. Right? Oh, you want... And by the way, the entire Congress, there is probably 85% of them that really want to be there to do good. But that 15% is running the show. You can't decide on a speaker. And then you overnight somebody that's just like, ugh. This is why you vote. And I've seen comments from people saying, oh, I'm not political, and no, I'm not that. Vote. And you're like, well, it's shitty candidates. Vote. And I'm going to tell you why. You can go down the path of saying, if I vote for the shitty candidate, the lesser of two evils. And by the way, quintessentially, the worst ballot in the history of the United States was Trump versus Clinton. You have two deplorable, horrible people. You had Hillary Clinton basically crowning herself, which, by the way, was part of the problem. You had Hillary Clinton that she should have raised her hand and said, I was completely improper with some of the stuff that I did. And I'm not even going to talk to you about the list that goes back to Arkansas. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you guys think I was one-sided? The challenge is, and again, let's blow this out. We're so busy trying to save our ass for the almighty dollar, by the way, that we don't do the right thing. We don't do the right thing, or at least these people have not done the right thing. Donald Trump took 40 banks for a ride in the early 90s. He should have never been loaned another cent in his life. But somehow he did it. Because guess what? He is a page of cups and he's going to sell it like it is. Right? He's going to sell you the moon and then say, good luck. He's about to abandon you. Now, is he an indictment of the entire process and the system? A little bit. A little bit. Is he what we call a businessman? That's why Letitia James is so critically important here. That is why the civil case about the civil case is the state of New York saying you owe us tax money. That's what it is. The judge already looked at it and said, this guy's lied 6 ways to Sunday. They're trying to figure out how much they're going to get from him. He's not going to have the bankroll, and he's going to go to market saying, I need more money. He can't go to the banks anymore. He won't be able to go to the banks anymore. So he's going to pilfer the American public. What would be a historical story where people voted with their feet and let someone that did something wrong receive their karmic value for not changing? Sounds like Rosa Parks to me, everybody. Vote with your feet. Don't feed it. I'm just here to commentary, everybody. Just here to commentary. I feel another one coming on, though. And by the way, I still have hope for democracy. I have hope for our country. I think there can be peace in the Middle East. I think that, and I'm not going to do the Middle East, guys. You should never pull tarot cards for a war. And this is just my own moral standard. I think it is there are too many things, right? Oh, it's this Gemini placement. Oh gosh. Yeah, the eclipse. Yeah, there's a lot of things there, Trish. I've got old video connected to Trump. Penny and I have talked about it quite a bit. By the way, I didn't quite finish everything with Penny earlier. She's doing better. We're taking a little bit of time because we both have projects. But make no mistake, Penny and I are in contact. She's got a plan with where she needs to go, and we just keep going like this, right? And I think there'll be more whiskey and bagels. We just got to get past a couple of things, each of us personally. And, Penny's talked about some things on her channel about her back and, stuff she's going through. That's her story to tell. I don't want to tell her story. But just know that she and I talk regularly. She's one of my besties. She still awkwardly tells me, sends me pictures of various undress. Yeah, I mean, not of her, but, I get cat stories from her. She is a beautiful human. She really is. And where she is in her life and where I am in my life, we're going to be a couple of people grabbing a cup of coffee. Maybe we're going to change the name of Whiskey and Bagels to Grab a Cup of Coffee. Because that's what we do now. We grab a cup of coffee. And, I'm respecting her space. She's respecting mine. And can't wait to do more stuff with her. Right? Can't wait to connect the dots again. I love talking the stuff that we talk about on the show. We just got to get past a few things personally and collectively. And that's, you figure out in life where your ride or dies are. And, I got her back. Right? I see it. I understand it. I don't take it personally. I'm impeccable to my word. I do the best I can. Oh, by the way, we talked about that in mediumship. And by the way, those of you that are developing mediums, I have a very limited class with medium mentorship. It's really a leadership program in mediumship. And we talk about things like this week we talked about spiritual sovereignty. Hey, Karen, how are you? Shout out to you. Yes, Merciful Mermaid, nailing it today. Oh, yeah. Jordan Peterson is a very interesting chart. MMT. That's your new nickname, MMT. But I miss doing the show. Not going to lie. Every week was getting to be a bit much. And we had to make some changes. And, but I do miss doing it. And we will again. Our compass is set to connect again. Don't worry. But yeah, like I said, I connect, we talk regularly. Yeah. How about you guys toss out, maybe I missed it. Maybe I didn't get to yours. Why don't you guys send out something where you're, where you got a question there. Hey, Cindy, how are you? Hope you're still on. That was back there. I didn't give you a shout out. Ariana, good to see you. I know you're kind of new to some stuff around here, right? Yeah. And by the way, Tracy, I kind of acknowledge this. I hope you're still on. I am going to wrap up with a big Thanksgiving. Like, what's the energy going to be for Thanksgiving? Right? Corey, good to see you, brother. Oh my gosh. POH. Divorce coming to a conclusion. What's next? Here you go. The Lord of the Flies card, the Five of Wands. Why is this coming up? And then some justice. What's next, POH? You are practically perfect in every way. The battle is over. The decisions have been done. Now you can get on with who you are. I'm going to give you one more and tell you who you're going to end up with. I cannot make this up. You got a blended family. Congratulations. It's a boy and a girl. It's very much a... Somebody once told me this is the poly card. And I said, it is not the poly card. You might call it a mixed family. It's not poly because if you cannot be poly and have kids in your card. I'm sorry. Cut your shit. Quit making stuff up. Quit trying to make it fit. Square peg, wrong hole. But the 10 of Cups comes out for your happiness. You're finally happy. Good for you, POH. Good to see you. You're up late, I think. You are up late. I got to give it another shuffle. Hey, somebody get into something. Emily. Cassandra, good to see you. Rockstar Terry. How's it going? We're going to roll out 3 here. Oh, Melanie. It seems to be a theme for you, right? Did you hear that one? 3 of Pentacles, something under the surface, and it's in reverse. So maybe things are getting held back. Maybe somebody's saying, oh, we'd like to get you in here, but we just can't do it yet. Right? Here's where we're going, though. It's about to turn upside down for you in a good way. And here comes something new. Woo! There you go, Melanie. How about that? How about that for a rock star read? Holy Toledo. We having fun yet? We having fun yet with that? What's in store for 53? My birthday week. Ooh. So you say it's your birthday. It's my birthday too. Not really, but... All right, Terry, here we go. You ready? 53. I'm going to do 5 and then 3. Happy birthday. Oh, you're looking out all over the world. Listen, you've got enough experience. You know when to hold them. You know when to fold them. You're ready for something new. You have a different kind of mindset here. A little bit of a different kind of mindset. I don't know how I can do this without. So I'm going to do this. Then I'm going to go, oh. You and the orange banana have something in common here. The Wheel of Fortune comes out, meaning things are getting to where it is. You got a little bit of wounded warrior in you. Let's finish strong, shall we? This. The Star card covered by the Hangman. 53 is going to be a very spiritual journey for you. Pay attention. Pay attention. Because you have experience. You do know when to conflict, when not to. You do have good ideas. You've had good thought process. But you've kind of been through it. Well, let it spiritually transform you. Oh, Tracy, can't wait to see you. Top 10 people of all time. But got to tell you. You know, good people know good people. Just to let you know. And if you know me and I'm a good person, then I think you're in. Yeah, Kevin, I like it. Why don't you get going on your spiritual journey? I was muted there for a second, wasn't I? Why don't you get going on your spiritual journey and sign up for the weekly B? It's intuitive development classes, right? Kind of fun. Kind of fun. All right. Spalmer. I love that name, by the way. Spalmer number 6. Come in. Smallmer, let's talk about your daughter here going to marry her current partner. By the way, I don't know who the N is. I don't know who the A is. I'm getting a lot with this one. All right, here we go. I'm getting a reverse anxiety card here. So the 8 of Swords comes out. I'm not going to tell you it's difficult for me to do this reading. I just got hit kind of sideways with this one. And by the way, we're going to go out with a big how do you do? And we're going to talk about what you have in store for Thanksgiving. We're going to ask the cards, what do we need to know about Thanksgiving? So hang on. Hang on. So this 8 of Swords is about now. Oh my gosh, of course. Where's this Sheila? Spalmer. I love it. So the daughter isn't always using her intuition, but she does have the higher ground. I don't know who Anne or Anna is, but I'm going to let that sit there. Oh yeah. I think this is actually a pretty chivalrous thing. I think he's going to come through. I just think that she's the grown-up in the conversation. I think she's so busy being the practical one that she can't be dreaming, right? That's all. Solid offer coming in. The proposal's coming. And they have a very practical relationship. Mwah! By the way, the 2 of Pentacles is one of the few soulmate cards in there. And you're like, the 2 of Pentacles? Really? It's a very practical relationship. They have an understanding, give and take. Here we go. She's the grown-up, though. I'm going to tell you. She's the grown-up. That 7 of Wands tells me she's at the higher level. That makes sense? Yeah. Thank you for the validation. She said, yep, true. On January 1st, I'll be halfway through 40. Thank you, Sheila. Good to see you. Sometimes it's the best barbecue ever, kiddo. Oh, I like these. I like these. So, Kirsten, halfway through 40, what's in store? I know I already read you, but I'm going to do it again. You got a lot going on. What's in store for the second half of the year? Don't need nothing but a stable time. How can you resist? I'm going to tell you why. Because the heartache is over there, Juice Newton. Because you're playing with the 3 of Swords. Heartache coming over, and then why not have just a new approach? By the way, I'm going to stand behind everything that we've connected with. And by the way, those of you who were tuned in earlier, she was trying to do hey, where am I going to go on vacation? Cue the Barry White, everybody. So then the King of Pentacles comes out, 3 of Swords in reverse, Page of Wands. It's going to get better. That doesn't mean it's perfect. Just means that there's like a stability here and a different way to approach it. Kind of like that too. Tara, glad you're doing well. Thanks so much, Sheila. Thank you. All right, here we go. One of my top 10 people of all times. Tara, this is for your son. How about a little judgment? How about a little judgment? And by the way, everybody loves to call this the judgment card, right? Everybody loves to be like, I'm going to decide what's best for you. Judgment also means discernment. It means he's using his brain. It means he's making decisions for himself and he's creating who he wants to be moving forward. Don't forget that the judgment card is also the 20, which is also 2.0, which is a new version of who he wants to be. Can't make this stuff. Oh, I know Tara's story, but these cards are still awesome. How about the Ace of Pentacles? How about somebody in passing saying, I'm going to provide for you opportunity that you need when you need it. It'll be practical. And maybe there's a practicality. Maybe he was chasing after things that he didn't quite want to go to. That could be him changing his major. Could be him leaving school. Here's some good news. He's going to get himself a job. Maybe as a carpenter, just like Jesus. But the Eight of Pentacles comes out, talks about the hard work he's going to be willing to do. He knows it. He knows it's ball busting. And he knows it. I'm going to cap this one. He wants to know how the other half lives. Trade union. Keep it simple. And by the way, it is going to enable him to get to where he needs to be. Right? How about that? My IT guy said, I just broke the internet. Thank you guys for hitting the website. Signing up for the free class on Tuesday. Sign up for the weekly class. Booking with me. Everything. One place. One place. Amazing. So, Tara, congratulations. The boy's about to grow up. He's got some help on the other side. Such a hard tap. Such a hard tap. Yeah, there you go, MMT. Hey, MMT, you ought to get into the classes. You'd really like them. You would, because I think, I always encourage, and by the way, if you haven't gone to MMT's page, Merciful Mermaid Tarot, just some good stuff over there. Go check it out. I'm not the only one that does these readings, right? The reason why I like to do shout outs in this, because listen, where you are, we got to start encouraging each other, right? We got to start knocking it out of the park for one another, which is a thing. It's funny. I was in corporate recruiting for 15 years. And when I got out of it, I realized that the spiritual business was so cutthroat because they were working at a scarcity model, thinking if you got a reading, then I didn't get the reading. Well, guess what? They can come to you next. My question is, are you any good? Yeah, MMT, listen, shoot me a message. I'd be happy to help you along with that, MMT, because I like your style. I can see you developing. I mean, if it's just us girls, I can tell you that, some of the things that you do are really cool. And then some of it are so rookie-ish, right? And you know it. And then you start to sit back and you go, should I really do this? I'm kind of a rookie. I can't really get the swing of things. Just do it. My gosh. Hey, Gina. Gina. Yeah, I like that. Get back to work. You're going to reap what you sow. How about that? I'll put that back in the deck and keep shuffling. Going to keep that in the deck and keep shuffling. All right, guys. Yeah, and by the way, it's cool stuff. You should check out. So I employ a thing called Merkaba Learning. And what that Merkaba Learning... Oh, Gina, relax. That's a good thing. And what Merkaba Learning actually allows us to talk about is you should have many teachers. And your teacher should not be offended when you go take class somewhere else. That's a thing. That's an ego. That's a scarcity model, right? I want to know, when is the audio coming out? Oh, the audio book. You can't read, can you, Kevin? You're a 39-year-old man. I don't know why I feel like saying congratulations, by the way. What's the congratulations, Kevin? Hey, Kevin, this is you. The Nine of Cups. Oh, yeah, by the way, the audiobook is going through its final stages of edit. I have so much shit coming out, guys. It's awesome. Awesome. So, Kevin, Nine of Cups. By the way, you might be an early March birthday. Might be a Pisces, just like yours truly. It's also that's my actual birthday cup. That's my birthday. Hey, Esther, how are you? Of course there's a card. You ready? The Fool, new journey coming in. Coming in. Why not? Let it rip. Right? Kevin, what's the congratulations? I don't know. Here we are. Congratulations. All right, guys. The wife in those cards. Congratulations. There you go. Yeah, you married well. You did something right. All right, guys, here we go. You ready? Hello, Amy. How are you? Good to see you. Glad you're rocking it out. We are going to wrap up the night with a coup de grace. The creme de la creme read on your Thanksgiving. How do you like that, everybody? This is going to be for general purposes only, by the way, and go ahead and, for entertainment purposes only, blah, blah, blah. Don't gamble on the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. 50-50. Leon Lett still lives. If you don't understand any of that, go back to school. All right, guys. So listen, we are going to do a general reading. We are going to do a call and response method, and we are going to connect the dots for the overall Thanksgiving energy. I hope you enjoy your Thanksgiving. What is your favorite dish? Actually, somebody just asked me what was my favorite side dish, and I said she was from Oklahoma City. No, that's a bad answer, Brandon. Bad answer in the name of comedy. It's fucking hysterical, actually. Anyways, I couldn't say she was from Schenectady. All right, so that would be too truthful. What we're going to do. By the way, tell me what your favorite side dish is. What's your favorite dish at Thanksgiving? Go ahead, put it in. Let us know how we doing, right? Because it's an eating holiday. And by the way, my relationship with food and the people around the table has really changed over the last few years. I'm going to tell you. I tell it like it is, and I show no mercy. Jessica, good to see you. Mashed potatoes, and I'm going to do the mashed potatoes on the mashed potato. Yeah, the stuffing for sure, right? Waldorf salad. Ooh, can I tell you, there is a combination of having apples and some sort of dressing together. And I think it's kind of mayonnaise, right? Like, I think that's part of what it is. Broccoli casserole. Oh, that's got to have cheese in it. We call it cheese broccoli, but you're going to call it cheese casserole. Sweet potato casserole, bourbon cook. And see, now I'm hungry. Now I'm just hungry, right? Oh, somebody's a pie lover right there, right? Yeah, the pies. And by the way, apple or pumpkin? I don't really like, I'm sharing a lot here, right? Marshmallows and whipped cream. Okay, all right. Oh, Gina, it's so good to see you. Hey, I haven't forgotten about you, by the way. I've just been super crazy, so I am going to get caught up with you. Yeah, totally going to have a snack now. Cassandra's like, all right, give us a little feedback on what you're doing. Put it right there in the comments. But when I really started to change my relationship with food, I still gave myself Thanksgiving. I was like, it's a day off, right? So, and by the way, I would do stuff like in the last couple of years, I was doing things like hiking up mountains and doing the turkey trot and that sort of thing. And I can't do it this year. I still got this foot thing going on. The ligaments are sideways, blah, blah, blah. Right. I mean, I've gotten better looking, but my feet have not helped me. Right. So 50 has been a weird year in that regard. But I'm not mad. So I can't go stir crazy. And I like the stuffing with sausage. Not gonna lie. Pecan pie. Fruit salad with the marshmallow and the whipped cream. Not mayonnaise. By the way, I think Miracle Whip was the spawn of some sort of devil. And cranberries. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like the jellied stuff. The real ones aren't bad, don't get me wrong. So this is my technique. All right, guys. Chef Brandon is here. I'm here to help you on your Thanksgiving. So you have round one, right? I'm usually a little conservative with it because I'm like, I'm in it for the long haul. And again, you'll have stuff beforehand. You'll have some, things like, stuffed mushrooms or cheese and crackers or whatever, right? You can't watch the Lions lose on an empty stomach. And some people have like a big breakfast, or they have some sort of like muffins or bagels or whatever, right? Do your own thing. And here's my cycle. My first round, whatever time dinner is, 3-ish, give or take, whatever. I'm going to be a little conservative, but it will include, the big three: turkey, mashed potatoes, stuffing. They will all receive an appropriate amount of gravy. Not too much, but enough to be like, there's some gravy on this. And then I'll hit some sort of like corn casserole. The broccoli will be touched. The squash will definitely be eaten, right? Mimosas, appetizers, and mimosa. Brandon, how I approach Thanksgiving is I completely 100% get shit-faced. Mimosas for everybody. Sure thing, Uncle Sal. I'll be happy to hear all your terrible whatevers. Ta-da! But anyways, round 2, I kind of go a little bit like, I come back for the dabble, right? It's usually a little more stuffing, appropriate amount of gravy. I usually skip the mashed potatoes just because like you can't carb load that much, right? And by the way, as much as I talk about tryptophan, I'm going to go ahead and say that the carbs are the reason why you fall asleep, everybody. So, and I kind of space that out, kind of like 3 o'clock, then maybe like a 5 o'clock, whatever. And then the nighttime comes. Oh gosh, the nighttime comes. So I do this thing. Is it just us? Here we go. So what I'll do, I cannot believe I'm sharing this with you. This is like good stuff. I will take the stuffing. And you know the favorite part of the stuffing? You do know the favorite part of the stuffing. It's the stuff on the outside of the bird that gets a little crispy, and you kind of you crunch it like Clark. Save the neck for me. Well, I reenact it. I'm like a Civil War reenactor. And I chop up I kind of combine it, and I get it. I put it on some sort of griddle, or the air fryer might work. It might kind of might get a little crispy on the outside, but I've only just begun, Karen Carpenter. Then I take mayonnaise, not that Miracle Whip. I'll never get them as a sponsor, but I don't care. Real mayonnaise. And I will take said cranberries, maybe the jellied, maybe the whole cranberries, but I'm going to pulverize. I'm going to make myself a really good cran mayo. Stay with me, everybody. I can't believe I'm sharing this. I can't believe I didn't copyright this before. So anyways, so I've griddled said stuffing. Then I get out the turkey, chop that up, put it into the mayo. Get myself a nice little combination going here, right? You want it wet, but not slick. Tone it down. I'm talking about turkey. And then I take one of those rolls and I just make sure it's right down the middle. Don't get ahead of me, everybody. And I make myself 2. I start with 2. Pilgrim sliders. But this big. I start with the turkey combination. Cranberry mayo right there on it. I put cheese on it. You don't have to. But this part right here, mostly cheese. Then I take the hot. I can't believe it's so good. Is it Thursday yet? I get it right off the griddle. I make sure it's kind of like when I go, is it crunchy enough? Literally, this is what I'm saying. Like I can't, like there's a crispiness to it. It's like this is what it sounds on the outside. Like that's the outside of my stuffing after I've kind of sizzled it. Genius. Then you chop it up just right and put it right on top of the cheese part. Then you take that soft little bun. Now, the reason why I make 2 of them is because the key is by the time I'm done with the second one, I am in a diabetic coma. I'm in a carbo-loaded coma, and I can't make myself another one. It's the only thing that saves me from going over the edge. But I'm going to fall asleep, probably in a chair. I'm going to wake up tomorrow, do it all over again. And that's my recipe to grow on, everybody. By the way, if you do that this weekend, think of me. Now, as you're sitting around the Thanksgiving table on this day, this beautiful, blessed day in which we are given a Thursday off, we are given food and football and family, the 3 F's. You can put an F in front of each one of them, right? Oh, MMT, I like that. We got to have a recipe show. I had seen stuffing made from a waffle topped with cranberry, turkey gravy. Looks good. Maria, are you my spirit animal? Wow, that's pretty good. Waffle. All right, guys, here we go. We've done some shuffling up. We're going to do some dealing here. Can't make this up. All right, guys, around the Thanksgiving table, here's the energy of Thanksgiving for 2023. Why not we start out long? Oh, it's the Lovers card right out of the gate. All right, before we go any further, everybody, keep it clean. Keep it clean. By the way, I have read my updated standards, and this card could get me banned. That's why you're going to go over to tbrandonruss.com. Lovers card comes out. This is about a choice. You get to choose where you're sitting. Holy shnikes. Can I get the Tower card, everybody? You get to choose. And by the way, when the Tower shows up in reverse like that, this is what it's telling me. You get to choose whether you're the asshole. You get to choose whether or not you bring up the sisters, brothers, uncles, cousins thing. You get to choose if you talk politics. Whoo. Something tells me you're going to do everything all right. Because the Queen of Cups comes out. You kind of secretly, quietly love everything about this. Right? I love this Tower in reverse. I love the Queen of Cups here. Yeah. This is also going to give you a moment of reflection. This is going to remind you of what you've lost, who you've lost, how things have changed. It's okay to kind of go back into the childhood HollyCon days and have yourself really kind of feel like this is the best thing to it. And by the way, the Hierophant comes out here because you'll do the right thing at the end of the day, right? Oh yeah, MMT. That's a thing. Penny and I were just talking about that, actually. And then I kind of like this card here. You ready? By the way, you're sitting around, and then you get the Wounded Warrior card. Now, on the outside, you're kind of like, Brandon, really, this is your denouement? This is your crescendo? You're going to talk about the choice about Thanksgiving, about how you're going to handle those challenges, right? It's not so quick and sudden. It's almost obligated. You're almost bound to go there. But you secretly love it. You think about the things that you've lost, and the Hierophant really kind of speaks about there's a regalness about how you should approach this, right? Then you have the Nine of Wands in reverse, the Wounded Warrior, but in reverse. So maybe here's your opportunity to heal. Love this. So here we go. Let's see what our answer call is. 3 of Wands comes out. This is a great way to decide whether or not you're going to travel and put up with it. Come on, guys. Let's do it. Let's do it. Did somebody say mimosas? So Tower card's in reverse, and it's covered by the 9 of Cups. Eat, drink, be merry. I'm not saying you're going to drink everybody under the table, but there is something to be said for why don't you go ahead and do this? Why don't you go ahead and enjoy this? Because here comes the World card on the Queen of Cups. You know why? You're a bigger person. You're a bigger person here, right? Wow. All right, 5 of Cups gets answered by the 5 of Swords. Woo. You might have to dig up those old family wounds. You might have to dig up those old personal wounds. It's in the cards, guys. It's in the cards. By the way, I refuse to black marker anything. Be a fucking grown up and realize they're tarot cards. It's not nudity or sexuality. It's the Lover's card, for crying out loud, but I should probably do this. It represents something. It's not meant to be dirty. You know who's dirty? The person that reported it. Then the Hierophant comes out. Oh, yeah, I love this card here. The Seven of Wands comes out because you got the higher ground there, Obi-Wan. Right? You don't have to fight anymore. I love this placement. I love this placement for so many reasons, and I cannot make this up. Let's round out the Nine of Cups with the Lover's card again. It's your choice if you want to heal. It's your choice to decide if you want to sit in the pain or you want to grow. Can't make these readings up, guys. Fucking wow. Drop the mic. Drop the mic. The answer call started with a Lover's card, ended with a Lover's card. You have a choice this Thanksgiving, and you can choose to heal or you can choose to not do it. It's up to you. Maria, good to see you. Yeah, Jess, I love it too. Come on, guys. Look at this for what it really kind of stands for. I mean, isn't this, in the grand scheme of things, what we face every single time? Like every single Thanksgiving? You know, we've got those people that are just kind of like, right? By the way, I want to thank you guys for being on this. I'm going to go here and give a shout out to Sean and Keith. You got to get caught up, brother. Gina saying hi. Cassandra, Yvonne, Jimmy Gibney, Nicole, Lisa, good to see you. Patty, Joanne, yes, got it. Jess, Betty, good to see you, love. Tracy, Trotter there. Maria, Michelle, Kiera, Stacy, Colleen, good to see you. Jody, Susan, Maria, Sandy chiming in with her crystals. Brenda, Melanie. Oh my gosh, you guys are the best. You guys are really, truly the best. And then I'm going to go over to the More Than a Medium page 2, formerly known as STC, making those changes because this is more of a media company than anything else. And, you know, back on the spread here, I can see who got mad. I don't get this at all. I don't know why you'd be mad at all. Barbara. Yes, Amy, love the dressing. Yeah, my gosh, there's about, it's been about 200 comments here, guys. Thanks for bringing it. Thanks for bringing it. But back on the entire conversation here about this particular spread, you have choices. How do you want to live your Thanksgiving? How do you want to live your day? Do you want to have it be of conflict? Or do you want to not let it get in the way? You want to finally have it out so you don't have to deal anymore. Right? By the way, if you like how I've talked about tarot, if you like my approach to things, you would absolutely love the classes. By the way, you'll get 2 weeks free when you sign up. It's only $44 a month. You spend that in Dunkin'. Sorry, call you out. But it will keep you engaged to your healing journey. We have intuitive development topics every week. We talk a little astrology, a little tarot, a little topic every week. We pull out spirit animals. We pull out archangels. We have a lot of fun. We pack a lot in the class. Oh, and if you can't make the live recording, that's okay. It ends up in your inbox. It's kind of a thing, right? Oh, gosh. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Kathy. Kelly, hard taps. Thanks so much, guys, for supporting me. And by the way, You still supporting me on this channel goes a long way, right? Yes, Kirsten, nice to meet you as well, right? I'm here to tell you that this healing journey is about to amp up this weekend. I'm here to tell you that everything that you could possibly hope for or want is at your fingertips with this. The Lover's card doesn't come out because you're like, it's a weird thing or it's a intimate thing. It's really about having communication. The Lover's card is a Gemini card, so it's about communication. It's about loving that. And one of my favorite things, which by the way is in my book, talks about Thanksgiving growing up and being at the kids' table. That's why I called this the kids' table. It's my favorite memory. And I would be there with my sisters and my cousins. By the way, I have a cousin named Russell. Hey, MMT, sometimes he's got to rise above. You got to do it anyways. I don't care if I only have so many people on this. I connected with the right people here. The messages that I just did were critical to them to receive them in this moment. The people that signed up for the classes, critical for them to get moving on this stuff, right? But back to my favorite memory with that, with growing up, I have a cousin named Russell, and his name is not Russell Russ. It's on the other side of the family. He's not dead. I'm not trying to kill him. Jesus, for the love of Pete, guys, stop it. But I always looked up to Russell, and we would joke around and have fun and talk about King Arthur and just make stuff up and have journeys and go out in the woods. And I am the person I am today because at Thanksgiving, I got to connect with them. And I turned into Shecky Russ, and I held my ground, and I was funny, and I had milk coming out my nose, and I'd do funny things with the carrots. And I would never lose sight that the experiences that you grow up in can help form who you are. Right? I mean, for me, I had to evolve from it because I used to use the humor to kind of be like, I'm going to spiritually bypass my own journey and not heal and just laugh it off, and then realize that I needed to stop laughing and actually pay attention to things and just not be Shecky Russ about it. Be Shecky Brandon. Right? But it was so important because during that time, it was my coping mechanism was, let's see if I can make them laugh. It's awesome. I don't regret any of it. And by the way, I did some stupid stuff, and it was hysterical. Hysterical. I'm funny. That's why you're going to support Hickstrong.org. They're going to get me out of my retirement. I'm going to do some stand-up comedy, everybody. I'm a freaking riot, I'm telling you. But more importantly, you're going to support a good organization. The Message Circle, I saw a bunch of people kind of go into there. I don't really know if you bought tickets or not. I can't wait to see the people that are in there, right? I'm going to give you guys a heart tap, really kind of heartfelt here, to have a great and safe Thanksgiving. I am going to have some videos up Thanksgiving weekend. I also am going to get out. I will get out the Led Zeppelin video. I also have a song attached to that. I'm living in my passion, guys. I hope you guys do too. All right, guys. Heart taps across the board. Have a great and safe Thanksgiving. Hug your family. Love them, guys. Part of how you begin to know who you are is understanding that you are meant to be on a healing journey. The cards don't lie, guys. It's pretty awesome. Heart taps around the board. And guys, remember, keep going. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Oh, the Message Circle is almost sold out. The online one, so jump in. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.